Hi everybody, welcome back. And just chatting to Neil. He's new to the Pilates. He tried sports Pilates. So what I'm going to talk about is health trends today. Just going to talk about just a quick overview. It's a nice time to plug the Pilates as well, I suppose, and talk Neil through it. And then I have one or two questions. So yeah, like if you've done the beginner the free trial, which is available to everybody. But if you've done the free trial, Neil, what we do then is it's an 8 week course is what I'd recommend to start with anyway. And that like we have people who continue on, which is great. Like they've been with me, like Laurie, who comes in here a lot for years. Like I have a kind of OG crew. Kieran's been here a good while as well, actually. So there's like running training available as well. So if you have like a goal like that you want to hit, we can make up a running training program for you, completely like included in the cost. Um, but what we'll do from the Pilates side is I think 8 weeks is really good because you did the free trial, so you get a general idea of what that session's like, and then where we go from there is we'll send you if you sign up. So if you just put it into the WhatsApp group that you're in or email, we'll send you like a massage ball and bands, so you have all the key stuff that you need to be able to do the classes. And then from there, what we will do is you will just show you different, like every week has different functions. So the first week we call it transitions, which essentially is learning how to do the moves on the ground, then into all fours, and then in standing. So the idea about like learning how to activate the core, the glutes, improving your balance in basic positions, and then transition that to like standing to get a better chance of getting transfer over to when we're running. The next week, then there's more on like core. We use sliders and a kind of like distraction kind of thing. Week three, we have a little small weight. If you didn't have a weight, you could use a pillow or whatever. But again, just a various things. So that'll be a little bit more arm focused, a little bit more like can we control when we're moving. Week four is Pilates flow, um, which is really good for my hips. Well, that's how I kind of came up with it, but we just move through each exercise. So a little bit more yoga-y, but still like a burn. But kind of some of the sun salutations, some of the kind of like modified warrior poses. Week five is like a mobility one, just to kind of like reset and stuff. Week six is I can't think. One of them, then seven is like a mixed bag belter. It's kind of everything together. Week eight again is kind of a modified weight class. So, and then week nine, I think we give a bonus. So even if you just did those eight, you'll get like a really good variation exercises, and you get an idea of like, or this is the kind of ones that suit me. Now, people continue on after, which is great because we just keep changing the classes up. Um, each week. And then, as I said, you can have like Kieran, as I said, we're setting him up a new goal now on the running side of things as well. So we'll put it into the group, all the other stuff that is available when you sign up. So it's exciting stuff. So yeah, I'm glad you're thinking of signing up.
Yeah, no, I will on because I run about three. I probably run about 3 to 4 days a week. Walk the
Brilliant.
other days. I be on the move all the time. But what I do on is I run very hunched over.
Yeah.
From a back problem, I would have had a sciatic nerve problem going back a couple of years ago. Not to be getting into any
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
history, but I kind of run very hunched over, and I feel my glutes and my hamstrings and my calves are all they'd be like blocks, to be honest with you, because I don't stretch, I
Yeah.
don't do anything. So I thought this might be a way of, because I really enjoy it. Now I'm only an 8K runner is all, a 5 mile, that's
Yes.
all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
3 4 times a week. 10 would be the maximum I do, but I enjoy doing the 8K. It suits me down to the ground. I'm happy with
Brilliant.
that.
Yeah.
Myself and my wife do that 3 or 4 times a week. Great. Maybe get a long one the odd time. But I just feel that I'm just constantly tightening that the glutes, the hips, the
Yeah.
calves,
Yeah.
and that's so. I think this, rather than me trying to, would this be a fair assessment? Rather than trying to kind of push myself to stretch and really, whereas if I was incorporating this in, I might be just loose the whole time. Am I making sense of what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You are like, and look, take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt because you are buying it off me, that way. So someone else might.
Yeah,
But what I find is like I'm doing some high rock stuff now, and the man's like, "Oh, you're very flexible," and the lads would say it's like probably because you're doing the Pilates, even though I don't actually stretch, but we're just moving through the range of motion. So three things you need, like mobility, yeah. So you need stretching, and we'll give a massage ball. What I recommend is bring that to bed, and I'll just show you a few in the bonus stuff. There's a few videos in the app and all where you just like literally put in the glutes. It'll just help loosen out stuff. Just going to bed, a couple of minutes, and
Yeah,
big difference. Um, but what the Pilates does is because we're going through the range of motion, you're improving that. But then also like you're learning to activate the right muscles. So like when you're running, as you said, you have to get some stability somewhere. So if you don't have stability where you really should have it, the body kind of works out other ways. So it's like that's when we like hunch over and we're stiff here, we're stiff in other ways because it can't, whereas like if we get like more stable where we're meant to in the core, if we get moving better through the hips, if we get like our balance better, all of a sudden it allows us like to open up a little bit more and move freer, that way. And
yeah,
I always talk about it, like you're doing the right thing, Neil, that give yourself the building blocks. I see people and they're like, oh, I'm trying to run better. It's like you can't change how you run when you're running. What you have to do is like, it's like with Lego. Like if you don't have the actual, even though you have a picture of what you want, if you don't have the blocks to make that picture, it's not going to work. And it's the same. Your body might want to be more upright and whatever, but if you don't have that range, if you don't have that stability, and if you do our class once a week, like give it like 3-4 weeks, you'll see massive improvements.
yeah, yeah. That sounds great, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. Like you will. And like, as I said, even if it's like, do it that way to see different ones that suit you. And you'll be like, yeah, I'll do this one more. Or just send it because we'll try send out those like massage balls and stuff earlier to you and the bands that you'll have. And that's all free. That's included in the
Yeah,
price.
I'll
So
join up there. I'll join up there as soon as we're finished the call. I can do it through
yeah,
the WhatsApp group.
just post in the WhatsApp. It'd be great. Might encourage some others to do the same.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. No, no, no. I want to look. I've kind of done the weight loss gig and all that sort of stuff over the years and all that cracking, So it's something. It's just I find the car is a problem as well. I drive a fair bit,
Yeah.
Cork, Dublin, different things, and I find sometimes if I landed in Dublin, I've got to Dublin in the March. As I land in Dublin, I nearly want 5 minutes to get out of the car. That's what
Yeah.
I want to try and stop that as well. That I can be just as. Get into the car and get out of the car with the range of motion because I know what it's coming from. It's coming from the lack of mobility, I suppose, is what you call
Yeah,
it.
and when you're sitting there, that's hard. Two things I'd say for that, Neil. It's like, do you have like a towel that you roll up into the lower part of your back?
I bought something online on where I stick it in the car and it arches me back when I'm driving. Now that's probably I don't know. Sometimes I don't know, does it work? Sometimes it does. I don't know if I was going on.
Just add, I have one of those in my car, and then I also have a towel. So I'll
Right.
bring both. Because like if you're going, especially a long journey, the start of the journey nearly should be uncomfortable because like the thing will start to deform, the more you go into it. So you just sit
Yeah.
right back into the small of your back, have like rolled up towel. Like at the moment, obviously it's actually good where like like a jacket or whatever, roll that up hard, put that in that small of the back. So you're sitting right in, and that'll keep the back in a better position. And then when you get the massage ball, look over the hip mobility video. Just come back onto this or post it in the WhatsApp group or messages. Like it's me. I have two assistants just to make sure that like we always get like questions answered, that way. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
say like I do this, I can answer it as a Q&A question here when you have all this stuff, but like with the massage ball, just in bed releasing that off and then doing the class once a week will make a massive difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. That sounds like it sounds like a plan to me because it's just as I said, to get more flexible is the whole key thing. Like.
Yeah, and I think the great thing, sometimes people think flexibility and they think, oh, I'll just do stretching, and that's kind of missing a big component because yes, you need to move better and be more flexible. But if you don't have like stability in the other places, it doesn't work. And that's we work on for good movement. You want to move better. You want to be like less hunched. You need to have mobility, stability, and then what we call like motor control. Like that's what we're doing with the transitions. It's like changing the position, but still trying to open up, and like, and don't worry, people are like, oh, I didn't activate my core. It'll take a couple of weeks. If you ask Kieran, like it can take a while, and then after a sudden it just starts to click. So yeah, no, look, as I said, it's all guided. If you do that once a week, you'll see massive improvements. I'm excited. I'm honestly excited because you seem totally the right person. You seem like motivated to do it once a week. and I think you'll see massive improvements.
Yeah, no, look, to be honest with you, when I set my mind at something,
Yeah, I can hear it in you.
I'd go at it, like, that kind of way. Like,
Yeah,
I'd find lads, lads get, oh, I don't have time. Hey, you can find time if you need time. You know what I'm saying? You'll find time to do it once a week and that type of thing. So,
yeah. That's
no,
my friend Brian Meyer. He's a farmer, and so funny. We were chatting about that, where people are like, "Oh, this guy could only get out to run." And in fairness, like he has 3 kids, he's busy, and Brian has 2 kids. So, but Brian's like, "Look, you can set your alarm at any time." Like that way. So I was like, "Geez, that's a good little line. You can set your, if you said you find time if it's a priority."
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think I look. I'm 47 now, on, so like I'm kind of looking at myself. I'm running with a good while. I enjoy it. I like doing it, and I don't want it to come to a stop because I notice there even, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I notice there at times I notice my knees, and I'm saying, albeit I couldn't really say there's nothing wrong with my knees. I just know my knees are aching nearly
Yeah.
from, that kind of way, but not aching in like, oh, geez, I have to stop running. It's just that kind of mileage ache nearly that you're just not doing enough for yourself otherwise, like.
The Greeks had this thing, Neil, where it was like there's 3 types of exercise. There's pedagogy or sports, which you're doing, which is great. Like it's you're running, you're hurling. It's like you're actually like the cardiovascular fitness. Then you
Yeah,
have martial, like the ability to attack or defend yourself, so strength. And then you have restorative exercise, which is like your Pilates, your yoga. So it's like, as you said, in modern society, we're actually quite good at this one. But and especially as you get into your late 40s, we need a little bit more of this restorative thing, and adding that once a week just allows this all to improve.
yeah,
And again, if you're not hunched and stiff and you're moving freer, all of a sudden running feels a lot easier.
absolutely, yeah, yeah, without a doubt. No, hey, I'm delighted with that. I'll sign up for that there on as soon as we get off, and we'll make a plan on it then. So we will.
Yeah, and we're here every week. So any questions or you're unsure of anything, either pop it in, we can answer you privately, answer it in the group, or come on here. Great. All
Perfect.
right.
Thanks, on.
Thanks, Neil. Good start.
Cheers. Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, so put this new picture up and then it's already knocked down. You need to get some sellotape. Right. So one I was going to do is one I need to order the Irish Runner. I'm going to do that maybe as we talk here. But other thing I was going to think was looking back at some health trends, and then someone's asking me about a calf issue. Uh, yeah, and I'll get onto that in a second. So the one I was looking at health trends was what are like health trends that I've been doing or tried in 2025, and what are maybe some things I'm going to try into 2026 that I've either found useful or useless. And most of them are useful, to be fair. I probably forgot the ones I I tried. So I'm going to go over these, right? So this this was here for a reason. I wonder if there's any water left. First one was go into like glass bottles and or stainless steel bottles rather than I used to have an aluminium bottle. Didn't like the inside how it looked, or plastic bottles. Just a little bit more conscious of like microplastics and all. And it's like I love things that are easy to change. Sorry. I love things that are easy to change and cost me no, like it was no big deal. Like I got that in Dunn's, it was 6 quid or something. And so I have that around the house. I actually have 2 of them, one over there as well. Because I'm terrible for like filling up a bottle. I know that sounds sad, but like if I have a liter and a half bottle, I'll drink a liter and a half of water and then I might leave it. Or if I had a liter bottle, I'll just do that same thing. So, or a 500 ml bottle. So I have that. It's a liter, and then if I'm out and about, I have my big ass like 1.5 stainless steel bottle. Yeah, and I just think just a bit more on microplastics. One other thing is I'm using a Brita filter. Like I'm more conscious as well. Have I know like some of these things, like I'll be honest, have I noticed much of a difference? Not really, but I just think it's like small things are not like hard to do. So why not do with them? It's like it's 6 quid for a bottle in Dunn's. Um, like I think I got the other bottle on Temu that like I'll show you a big ass stainless steel bottle. I'll just grab it. So it's that big, big ass like oh sorry. So I just got a big ass stainless steel bottle as well if I'm out traveling. So then again, fill that up once. I could probably drink a little bit more water to be fair, but like I have that at least that or fill up two of these when I'm down at start. Um, yeah, just slightly conscious of like microplastics. So that's one that I'm kind of feeling like I don't know if I always feel generally quite good. So haven't noticed, but I think it's been an easy change with no, haven't noticed like not using like plastic bottles at all. Um, so I'll keep that going. Other thing as well is I've gotten totally now to use like lemon juice in water. Like, so I squeeze half a lemon into a bottle. Then also another one, although we're using a Brita filter that is plastic, so I'm using a Brita filter, but I'm also like in next year in 2026 on terms of water, I'm going to be looking at like osmosis. I haven't looked up the see if Laurie knows it when she's on next time. Like best watering filtering systems. So I've started using filter water for everything. Like there's a lot of chlorine. There's a lot like I don't know. I still do not know why there's fluoride in our water. Like why? Like who can't afford toothpaste in this day and age? It's ridiculous. Um. So I just think something to filter all that crap out. Like like chlorine is obviously needed, the chloride or whatever is needed to clean the water. But then if we can filter that out before we're drinking it, that's like brilliant. That's a big win. Notice it just is a lot like in a glass bottle, I must say, filtered water just is it tastes way nicer. It's just way cleaner when you go back to the other stuff. If you've left a plastic bottle and it gets a little bit warm, you can nearly taste it's not as excuse me, healthy for you. Now I don't know if that's just in my head. So, and that was probably a lot of the reason why I used to use a lot of like cordial and stuff, like blackcurrant or whatever. Where I've kind of now totally filtered off that. I'm like, uh, no, I'll put it in if I was like struggling to drink nearly later on in the day. I might go back into cordial, and that's how I used to be. I used to always be lemon juice in the morning in my water, have the liter and a half or a liter, then go for the next one. Would go into like a cordial just to like improve the taste. But now I'm gone lemon juice again for the second one, and I haven't. It's just interesting. It's like God, I haven't actually missed the cordial. I'm not using it as much, so that's been a big health trend. And I feel I've seen people talk about like microplastics a lot more. Um, try filtering out some of that stuff, and that's one that like it's coming up on my feed a little bit, like which I'm going to ease into or lead into in 2026 is looking at like reverse osmosis or some, as long as it's not hassle. If it's just me pouring it out of this like a big contraption versus a Brita filter, because I used to just use the tap. Now I'm using a Brita filter and just filling that up. It's like one extra step. But I've noticed the difference. I'm putting it into this bottle as opposed to a glass bottle. I'm squeezing in lemon instead of cordial. So there have been like good ones that yeah, so improving my water has been a big one this year. Then the next one for trends, and if people have other trends, I should have gotten to post these up beforehand. I don't know if Neil or Kieran have anything that they're doing. But can you post it in the comments and we'll have a look at these for next week? If you listening back to this, like what like health trends have you started in 2025 that you found good? I'd love to hear it. The next one then, so water was a big one, using lemon juice in it, um, putting it in a glass bottle or a stainless steel bottle, having it from like a Brita filter, and I'm actually going to up the Brita filter game even more to I'm going to look up like the best ways of filtering water. Um, and if anyone is in government or anything like that and they can get fluoride out of water, please do. Like, why nobody? It's good for your teeth. It's like you don't swallow toothpaste. Like, I've no reason. I didn't. I honest to God cannot think of one reason why you would pay to put this in to water anymore. And then we're consuming it. Like chloride makes sense because you have to clean it, but fluoride is like, oh, it's good for your teeth. It's like, who can't afford toothpaste? It's 2026. It's different back in the freaking 1900s when people didn't have it. Anyway, rant over. If anyone knows why that's in the water, apart from like teeth health, And why they continue to buy it and put it in the water, I'd love to know. Uh, Another one for the government though, like just some council, like nobody like it's just done. Nobody's responsible for it, so we just have to accept it, which is just absolute bananas. Okay, next one though, a little bit of a rant at the end. Next one is I charge my phone. Kefir, brilliant. I'm going to get you on about that in 2 seconds, Kieran, if you don't mind. Next one is I'm using is charging my phone in another room, and I have a Casio little stopwatch in my room. That's been a game changer for me. That honestly has been brilliant for my sleep. Um, I read a book before bed. Uh, Phones on airplane mode. We're actually looking at like this is another one we're doing for 2026. Maybe my wife. Again, it probably makes no difference. We've just got like a timer switch, and we're looking at like turning the Wi-Fi off at nighttime, and then it'll just turn on before she needs it. Say she works out at home. Um, so before like so load up like her videos or whatever. So we're looking at like putting it even a timer for even more, but having the phone out of the room on airplane mode. Uh, I have a little stopwatch. I was always good for reading a book at nighttime, going to bed at the same time. But what I was a devil for was, say you'd wake up and it might be like 5:30, and you don't have to get up till like say 6:30 or whatever. Um, I'd be like 5:30, and then I might go, and you know what I might do is like I follow like football, Man United is my team, so a lot of going on at the moment. But um I go, you know what? I'll just check the BBC gossip, which is essentially like all the transfer news, like yeah, gossip basically. And then I might go on Twitter for a second, I might go on my email, and all of a sudden, like I was tired and I'm kind of looking through these things, and then like it's 6:30, the alarm goes off, and I'm like, Jesus, like I feel like not rested, and I've wasted like an hour there. So, um, we're now 5:30 on the Casio watch, even if I'm not sleepy and my eyes are closed, I'm like thinking about things. I might be clarifying something. Like a lot of times I get like good ideas in that time. Or I think I'm awake, but like the hour goes like that. So it's like I've obviously fallen back to sleep or drifted. So can't recommend that one enough. Phone in another room, get a little Casio or a little stopwatch or whatever watch you need so you can check the time. The alarms work fine on those, and that's been brilliant. You might need it so you stop looking at your phone at night. I needed it not to be looking at my phone first thing in the morning. And I just found that those 5:30, those earlier wake ups that then I used to check and go, I might go on something very quickly that turned into an hour on the phone before waking up is gone now. And I'm actually just like going back to sleep or thinking and just getting much better quality sleep. Okay. Next one, Neil actually reminded me with this kind of into 2024, but definitely into 2025 was going for walks. When I was more like uh professional with running, I used to because you're running like you might be running twice a day, you were very like trying to conserve your energy when you weren't running. So I never go for walks with my wife or anything like that. And I must say, I actually love just not for exercise really, but just love like a fast enough walk. Neil mentioned going for his wife. I go with my wife for walks, like half an hour max. Um, I feel like it's good. Like I used to go for like 4 mile jogs to like clear out any lactic or recover. And I feel like the walks give me basically that same stimulus. After a meal or something, just to kind of get active. I feel like the quality of conversation goes up tenfold on a walk for some reason. It's like if you're on the couch, it can be like, I don't know, like it's easy to be looking at the TV or it's easy to be looking at your phone. But if you go for a walk, it's like the conversations is way better. It's like it's nicer flow. You get, there's no real distractions and stuff. So like the walk itself for physical benefits. And if you can do it with a friend, your partner, your wife, your family, it's really quality conversation. I don't know if you saw the same, Neil, when you go for a walk, that it's like the conversation quality is really good as well as the actual benefits of the walk. You're muted. Maybe he's just gone. I'm sure he'd say the same. Oh yeah,
No,
sorry.
yeah, no, and do you know what we done on we've kind of learned to do now lately on our walks or runs is leave the phones at home.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
That's the big one because you're someone saying, which is about bringing in case someone rings me, whether it be a work thing I might have, and I said, you know what, it's 40 minutes
Yes,
of a
exactly.
walk. Just
Sorry, you muted yourself, yeah.
yeah, sorry, just leave it be. That's
Yeah, because it's right? There's I can't remember the guy's name, Jim Rohn. And he's like, don't bring your briefcase to the beach. And the idea is that like he's like sometimes you've got people they're with their family on the beach, but they're nearly thinking about work. So they're not really connecting there. And then they go to work and they're thinking, Jesus, I wasn't great with my family, and they're thinking about the family and they're not either they're doing neither well. So it's like you said, if you leave the phones at home, I'm the same. I never bring my phone on a walk. It's like there's nothing's going to happen, and like even if it's something serious, you're probably not going to be able to help it within the 30 minutes. Um, go for a walk. You're connected with the person. You're more enjoying the actual stuff because it is like that's. I'm a devil for being on my phone on the couch. Say Ruben Amorim, the United manager, got sacked. I'll be just looking that up or all this stuff where it's like
I
you
was
go.
over there last Tuesday night on in Old Trafford.
Oh my god, you saw the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, myself, and my wife and me small youngest son, we'd be big supporters. We were over there, so
Oh,
anyway.
I'm flat out on YouTube and yeah,
Ah,
Twitter. Like yeah,
yeah.
I'm a big fan as well. Actually, big fan.
But you see,
Um,
with that though on, right, just take your example, is yesterday in our house here, right, our older chap works in Sweden, he's leaving to go back tomorrow, right, but our house all day yesterday, we actually, there was just Sky Sports, it was Celtic manager, United manager,
yes,
we literally spoke about nothing else. There was nothing wrong with that, but like it was the phones, someone's phone beeped, oh, they're looking at Fletcher, or they're looking at Solskjaer, or they're looking
yes,
at
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and it's just a constant, you're bombarded. I find all the
Yeah,
time, like, aren't you?
yeah, 100%. And like, I wasn't a new trend for me, but I'm big on naps. And like, when people, like, I'm even legging into my car at work, stuff like that, and people say, oh, I'd never sleep. And my thing is, it's not about sleep, it's about down regulation of your system. Because everyone is like, go, go. Even with something so trivial as a Man United manager, it's like you're getting constantly, this guy's coming in, how is this going to be? It's like everyone's in a
Absolutely.
heightened sense of alert, as you said. It's like
Yeah.
news, Twitter. You're like, I'm watching like Sky Sports News. I honestly could have like a YouTube video on and then reading either comments or, it's just like I'm taking in as much information as I can. So, as I said, I
Yeah.
found yeah, it's one of the things I've really enjoyed, and it's funny you mentioned Neil because going for a walk, as I said, leaving the phones, you'll walk for a while. It's the same with runs. It's like then you'll be chatting for a while, and it's just like as you said, you're just way more connected. And I don't know if it's the movement or what, but it's like things pop up that you're like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this, or you can chat about like, oh, that's something happened in my life. Where, as you said, when everyone's on, you can nearly forget about it because you're getting bombarded with oh yeah, that's happening in Man United match. You're not even thinking about what's happening in your own life.
No,
Um,
and your watch is, and if your phone is not with you, your watch is giving you this. You know what I mean?
yeah, pinging
You're,
all
yeah,
the
you're
messages.
you're constant. We're constantly on all the time, like, aren't we? Like, all the time.
Yeah, yeah. So that was one that I definitely recommend to people to try. Uh, then one I haven't got any other ones. Okay, one that I didn't like that I tried. I was seeing um I was seeing all these benefits of like cold showers and cold exposure. Now this could just be me personally. So I was like, oh, boost testosterone and does this and that. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a crack. Like it's freezing in Ireland at the moment. And I did it in like it was the winter time. So maybe this is where I did it wrong. Maybe in like February. Started doing a cold shower. I honestly was in work one time and I was like, got to shower before I lecture and I didn't warm up. My fingers were like white until like 12 that day. And it got me thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing any more of this because that's grand when people are in California talking about like, oh, cold shower because they're probably warm and it's cooling them down and they're getting a lot of benefits. It's like, I am not like even coming off a run, say today, it's like I'm not cold, I'm not warm coming home. I'm still cold. So like to get in, to have a warm shower and then finish on a cold shower when it's freezing, it's like I was like, I didn't realize, I didn't think the benefits were kind of worth I didn't think the juice was worth the squeeze on that, to be fair. Now, people might have it different, but that was one. Saunas, big trends on saunas. I just did a sauna with my brothers. And again, that was nice just in terms of like catching up with them. Um, Good bit of research around the sauna as well. Like some of it's like very um I don't know what you call it. Like it's not like brilliant research if you read into it, but like it's there and it's worth, maybe it's something that you like. I think the social thing could be nice there as well with a sauna. Just like Neil saying that at least in a sauna it's very hard to bring your phone. Do you know, or if you're going to things. So seems to be a decent benefit in that. And I think it's some trend that's kind of coming on. I like the sauna more, at least I was warm coming out of it. Um yeah. Then the other ones, oh, I had something I was going to say there, but I just totally forgot. It'll hopefully come back to me. Ones I'm going to try into 2026 might be like a few more saunas. There's a kind of sauna place opened up. I'm hoping to do a membership. It's 15 quid a pop. Like it's pricey enough, you know. If they get an old, I don't know what per month, I'd try work it out. What I'm going to try is, especially if people are getting just general runs, having a gel or having more food during a run. Um, have a friend, he's on scholarship over in America, and like they're doing that now on their long runs. If they're doing 90 minutes, 100 minutes of a long run, or if they're doing like a harder session, they're having like a gel midway through. Now, this is not the case, not to be doing this now if you're trying to lose weight. Um, but I think it's a good way of like topping up the energy. And he said like they haven't had as much sickness or anything this year or injuries. And he thinks like, well, you're starting your recovery process earlier. So it's something I'm thinking of doing more, is having like a electrolyte shake or a gel in for your long runs or in the middle of sessions. And just like that, kind of starting the recovery process a bit earlier and seeing does that help. Okay, yeah. Kieran, you just said kefir as well, because I had people, they were using like sprouts, or I forgot what they're called, where like they make a kind of drink with it. So what's kefir?
It's very much like buttermilk and yogurt, you know.
Yes, that's they were using. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you look it up online, it's actually hard to find out. But they can make it out of milk as well. But like you know, it's I don't ask me how they make it out, but it's
Yeah.
like Blake's in I think it's Leitrim. They make an organic kefir, and it's expensive enough, but that's the best. But I buy Polish kefir now in the shop. Just bought some today because it's way cheaper. Like it's €2 a bottle. But just give you a little story about kefir. There was I was when I was teaching. One of the teachers was doing a degree, and she was doing an experiment in relation to kefir. I never knew what it was, so she asked us as a staff, would we participate in an experiment with drinks? So she gave half the group a light or natural yogurt, and
Yes.
the rest of us and was kefir, and I was drinking kefir. I didn't know it. I didn't know what it was,
Yeah.
and we had to fill in how we felt every week. And at the end, maybe not every week, but we did for about 6 weeks. She gave us like enough kefir every week, like obviously, and we drank I think about a quarter of a pint of it a day. It wasn't, you know, a glass of it.
Yeah.
And we filled in how we felt, and our stress levels went down, and we felt way better. So
Class.
our group that was drinking the kefir, we all said that. I mean, we didn't know what the experiment was even about,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. You could add the easier one, like, yeah.
yeah, but she didn't. She didn't. We didn't know why we were doing it. Like, well, we just thought it was a taste thing, you know. And then she started asking us how we felt and we have energy and our stress, and we're going, yeah. In actual fact, I'm actually feeling quite good lately. And it was because so all the people she showed us results. All the people who drank kefir were far more positive about how they felt at the end of the experiment than those who didn't. So
Yeah.
I don't drink it religiously like every day, but every now and then I buy a bottle, and then when I start, I keep going for a while. But I just find it's it's great for your what's called the micro
Yeah, the microbiome. I think that was,
yeah,
and that was a big, when I was looking this up for today, like what are the other, I was trying to see like trends I've been doing and then other trends. One is the microbiome, and the other lectures is we have a lecturer, Moira, and she makes a kind of culture. I think it's kefir. And like
yeah,
if you have it, you were able to like remake more of it.
yeah,
But like those
yeah,
cultures for the gut and loads of
yeah.
people. So I'm going to ask her again. I'm going to get on that kefir because yeah, loads of people are saying I think improving that microbiome on your gut health kind of really can kickstart a lot of stuff. So that's on my list actually. I'm going to get that now.
Yeah,
Great.
I definitely, it's one of the things, that I definitely recommend it. Like we drink a bit of it here now, that we used to drink before.
Yeah, and I think that's why I wanted this. And if people can put in the comments if they're listening back to this, ones that they've tried, I think it's like if I look at my nutrition or training journey, a lot of it's like you do things like I remember I started, you have like white bread, then you go to like kind of brown breads, then you go to like wholemeal. Now I'm at like wholemeal pita breads. And even then, like the wholemeal pita breads in Aldi and Lidl, there's a lot of actually white wheat in it. So now I'm into the Dunn Stores pitas, but they're proper all wholemeal and you can taste the difference. And I feel the same. It's like we just like, I used to never drink water. Then you drink water in a plastic bottle. Then you get like a refillable bottle. Then you have like, just cordial. Then you go
Yeah,
to glass bottle with like, eventually you just can stepwise up. And it's the same, like I hadn't thought about gut health, but I'm definitely going to do that because I think it's an important thing. So yeah, thanks, Kieran. That's a really good one. Kefir, brilliant. And if anyone has ones like that and say what they're doing, it'd be great to hear about them. Because then we can all like just try different ones. Someone might be, I might buy a glass bottle and try kefir. Or you might go, you know what, I'm going to start going for a walk Tuesday afternoons or evenings with my wife or with my partner or with a friend or a family member, that way. Like, so it's just like thinking of which ones that you liked. You might start charging my phone in another room. Just start trying a few of these. Okay. Um, oh, someone asked, I have calf pain, some Achilles pain for about 3 weeks now. The calf pain is constant when running, bad enough that I'm hobbling. That's not a good sign. While the Achilles pain comes and goes when I'm not running. I tried massages, stretching, and calf raises, but haven't seen much improvement. Like 3 weeks. Okay, I was meant to start a proper marathon training last week, but had to cut back on mileage. Is there anything you'd recommend to help nip this in the bud as quickly as possible? Probably wouldn't start a marathon block until this is cleared. Like mileage is going to go up quite quickly. Um, yeah. So if you're in the group, do the calf phase rehab. And then I had another question, right? From one of our long-term members. She's doing a 100K race. Would you believe she does all the long ones at the end of March with 16,000 feet of elevation? Better her than me. I noticed my calves are getting tight when doing elevation training. So when doing the hills, which you would, what exercises or videos on the app would you recommend I do regularly to help strengthen them? Okay. The key here sometimes is, lads, the calves, there's a difference, right, between a short-term injury and a long-term chronic thing. And if it's at 3 weeks, I would still put that in the short-term injury category. Or if your calves are tight, I would put that in obviously it's not an injury. So what you want to look at is you don't want to overload the area in your rehab, in my opinion. You want to like release off the area that's tight or sore and kind of get the rest of the chain working. So let's geez, I have a lot of things on here, so I'm going to actually exit out of them all and then I'll just open that up. I can't multitask, so I just feel like it's better if I just talk you through what I'm doing. That way you don't feel like you're losing time. All right, so let's go to the app. You can use, if you go to content.backawarebelt.com, and if you're signed in, you have to log on through the app, but if you're signed in, then you get, this is all here. So let's say the injury rehab. I would do the calf videos, right? So the first is you're going to do the releases. So you're going to just use your massage ball. Just let me turn this down. I don't think you can hear that, but I hear it, so that's nice. Okay, so going to roll the bottom of the foot, say, I use a massage ball for this really, now, but you can use a foam roller. So just releasing off the muscles. And like say it's Jody, I would just do that, like pin. You could bring the massage ball to bed, have it just underneath the middle of the calf, in between the belly of the two ones, just rolling up and down there. Just hold it, like holding it, putting a bit of pressure through. I'm just using my thumb on the inside there. If I just scroll through. So that's just like releasing off the muscle is what you want to do. I'm literally wearing them right now, compression socks. Get your long compression socks. I wear them in the evening time. Okay, I actually can pull them down now. So I don't wear them running, but I wear them in the evening time. And I feel they help a lot just to like deactivate. So I'd be wearing my compression socks for about 2 hours, can take them off there and then put back on your normal socks. Then, right, if we look at the calf rehab, for both, I wouldn't try I wouldn't try to strengthen the calves themselves initially. Say for Jody, you're going up and down the mountains. It's just too much now to be also trying to overly strengthen them. So here's a little mobility just to get the ankle moving a bit better. It's the same with the other person. So there's a balance exercise. So the balance, when we're balancing on that, we're still using the calf, we're using the foot muscles. So we're really switching these on so the calf doesn't have to do as much, but the calf is still working what we call isometrically. It's not moving up or down, but it's still having to be activated, keeping the knee there solid. So it's we're using it, but we're not overly working it. And it's the same when we do some other exercises here, like a single leg deadlift. We're using the glute and hamstring more, but we're still using this isometrically. Slight bend on the knee, slight bend in the knee, but we're keeping the leg in line. Okay, so kind of get everything else working more. So when things are short-term injuries, say the first 4 weeks, 3 weeks, more importantly is getting trying to release off the area and get all the other areas that should be taking the pressure to work more. So I would just do phase 1 for that person who's getting ready for a marathon. I would do the Pilates once a week. I would do maybe this twice a week, and focus on getting that healthy. And then you could do light runs. But if you're hobbling after a run, so again, this is getting the bridge. We have the toe up, so we're getting a stretch on the calf. We're kind of working the calf a little bit, but really hitting the hamstring and glute. You'll see I'm not doing any heel drops or heel raises. If we do this, and again, running man, working this isometrically, your foot will be burning. You'll feel a calf a little bit, but it's in a whole chain. We don't just take the area that's been overworked and work it more. We get everything else working together, and then we can target the calf. Because what happens is, too often people just focus on the area that's sore and try strengthen it up. And it's if I'm doing all the work and I'm getting tired, but there's say Kieran and Neil are also on the team, the best thing is not well, Owen needs to get stronger because he's pulling. It's get Kieran and Neil to do more work, and let me just give me a massage or a break. And if they're doing more work and then I'm still doing what I was doing or still doing a bit, now it works as a better chain. And then if I need to get stronger, I need to get stronger. Because then if we go to say phase 2 here, you can even see from here, this is now we'll go into kind of more working the calf area. But this is when it's more of a chronic issue. If you came to me and said I've had this is a nice one from David Gray. So I've had I'm going to reach back. I need to redo this video actually. The lighting on that is terrible. Reach back, it's working the calf here, and then we're pushing hard in. I have my heel up the whole time. If she came to me and said, I've had Achilles problems for 3 months on and off, or it's always an area of weakness, then I'd be okay, let's do phase 1 for a couple of weeks, then let's go to phase 2. But if you're telling me, or if Jody's saying I'm tight, the key thing to do is just release off the muscles with a massage ball or foam roller, and then get the other areas stronger. And then that'll do much more rather than overly focus on the calf. Because people try to do that thinking Um, yeah, people do that thinking like they're helping, but they're not really. They can actually be overloading an area that's already overloaded. Okay, guys, great one back. Gonna leave it there. Thanks so much, Neil and Kieran, for your contributions. Really appreciate it. And
Thanks, Owen.
thanks, guys. Anyone has any comments of like trends that they're doing in 2025? I love the Kefir one. I've actually got something there, and I'm going to get Moira, who's in work, I was meant to get that like culture thing off her, and if you get one, you can make. She's able to make more. So I'm going to get that going now when I get back into work. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Owen. Thanks. Cheers. Right.